Newcastle United need to be feared. I've done a lot of videos on Liverpool. I think they're doing excellent right now. I think Arsenal are doing pretty decent against adversity. I think Chelsea have done all right. I mean, Tottenham are okay as well. But somebody that hasn't been praised is Newcastle United. I know we've come to expect them to be in and around the top spaces, but the way that they play against the big clubs is a massive issue. I feel like they've got a beautiful game plan. I think the fans are right behind them. I think they're consistent. Against Tottenham Hotspur on the weekend, I saw a different side of Newcastle, a digging in sort of side. We know when they have their best defence, they probably dominate the ball and dominate the game a bit better against Tottenham. We know Tottenham are a possession-based side now, but I think with a better defence, with all their players fit, Newcastle will definitely control the game a lot better than they did. But they've had this, sort of ability to change how they play when they haven't got enough players in the squad. And Eddie Howe must be commended for that, because I think he's actually quite an adaptable manager. He sees the issues, he sees the squad that he's got, and he's able to make changes. I give you an example. Miggy Almiron is a player I would be playing week in, week out. But he's now seen a formula, putting Gordon on the right wing, Barnes on the left wing, Isak up front, That is a beautiful front three with technical ability, pace, energy, skill. They've got every single thing that you would want from attacking players. So Eddie Howe, for me, we've got to take off our hat towards him. And I know Newcastle fans have been wanting Barnes to start earlier, but he sees everything. He knows when the right time to integrate players into the squad are. And now Barnes' time has arrived. And now I think Newcastle are going to see the best of their front three, scoring goals for free. With Guimaraes, with Tonali back, with Joe Linton, we know how good that midfield three can be. They look so scary. And I don't think any big club, or any club for that matter, would want to come away to Newcastle at all, especially Arsenal. I'm an Arsenal fan. I do not want to see us go to St James's Park, because they make it an absolute challenge and a half. I think out of all the away grounds, the Anfields, St James's Park is definitely up there, and I can see them doing a lot of upsets again this season at home. And I think once everyone's back, Shah is back, I think he's got a red card right now, Botman's injured, I don't know when he's back. Once all those players return, we're going to see Newcastle to a high level. I think, though, the only thing that disappointed me is Nick Pope. I think his distribution now is starting to set Newcastle back a little bit, although he's a fantastic shot stopper. I'd be interested to know, if you're a Newcastle fan watching this, your thoughts on Nick Pope, because I feel like sometimes he can be a great shot stopper, but even now that's slowly declining, and maybe it was just an off day against Tottenham. But I feel like Newcastle are now ready for a more technical goalkeeper and are ready to play football out from the back. They've got more technicians on the pitch with Tonali, Guimaraes, Isak. Gordon's quite technical as well, Barnes as well. They're starting to flood the pitch with a lot of technical players. Lewis Hall as well, who I think is absolutely incredible. So maybe now is the time, the next step for the project. We see many clubs do it. Tottenham getting Vicario, Raya for Arsenal, Edison for City, Liverpool, Alisson. Newcastle need to get their version of those four goalkeepers, and I think they'll go at an even higher level, whereby they're nailed on for top four. Because I think right now they're probably flirting in around there, flirting the European places, but I feel like a top goalkeeper who's good on their feet will take them to that very next level. And I know as well, I just want to talk about Tino Livramento, who I think is an absolute baller. I think he is quality, and Newcastle have got themselves a really good fullback. He's got skill, pace, strength, 1v1 duels. I remember a game against Newcastle, I think last season actually, where we lost away from home from them as an Arsenal fan. He locked up Martinelli. I've never seen a sort of fullback lock up Martinelli as well as Livramento did when he came off the bench. I was like, oh, this is a chance for Martinelli to cook. Absolutely no chance against Livramento, and that's fair play to him. I think he's going to be a top player. He's going to take that right back spot for not even just Newcastle, but England as well. I think he is that good. But yeah, let me know, Newcastle, what's your thoughts on the start to the season? I think it's been really good. 7 points. Bournemouth have been played, Southampton and Tottenham. Bournemouth are a tricky team. A point ain't that bad. But I do think an unbeaten start, looking good, players coming back, I don't know when, but pretty soon it seems you guys are going to cook even more.